Hi guys. So today's video, you're gonna see jump cuts because as I think I said at the end of the video, I took out the whole segment talking about Maya because I have a video on my channel called Media Maya that talks about that situation. So I took that out. I'm also taking another section of the video out because today everything seems to have gotten resolved. If it becomes a problem again, I will update you guys. But so far, you'll see an even bigger cut of a video taken out. So there will be topics talked about in the video, but just so you know, the Maya section is completely cut out, and the other section, another section will be completely cut out too. So that's just to explain if the video gets confusing, those are the things I cut out. So only 2 things should be cut out. Everything else will be in. Okay, onto the video. Hope you enjoy it still. It's a ride. Hi guys. So you guys knew this video was coming because I said for many weeks I had a video in the works just about what I've been going through recently. And I hadn't had a lot of time to film it, so I'm hopefully gonna film the whole thing today. If not, I'll come back Wednesday and finish it. But I have a couple of things I want to talk to you about. So I have the script on my computer and let's get into it. So the first thing I want to do is say a thank you to all of you that come back every week or come when you can, or new people coming in. I've been doing this channel since probably 2019, and it has been the best experience of my life. I have gotten a community of so many great people, whether you came here for Degrassi or whether you come here for Nancy Drew or whether you came here for the relationship videos, the bullying, the toxic friendships. No matter what you came here for, if you've stayed, thank you. That means the absolute world to me. And you guys mean the absolute world to me because, you know, I never thought I'd get more than 10 subscribers on here. And now we're at like 800. That's insane. That's insane, you guys. Like, I can't even imagine. And I'm working on trying to get big things coming. It's a little hard with the world we live in, everything costing money, you know, and being a college student, I don't have a lot of money saved up. So, but I'm working on getting, you know, all that taken care of, especially working on getting, you know, all my ducks in a row and everything. But I hope that big things are coming in the future. You'll probably be seeing more of Tori and Kelly if those big things start to happen. But yeah, it's just another one of my interests that I'm trying to see if we can make it work for this channel. But when I started making Degrassi videos, I think that's when I hit my stride. You know, people started coming in. We started building a tighter community of people. Same thing with the Nancy Drew videos. I got a comment on one of my videos saying they love the games and to keep up the good work. And it's like, this is why I make these videos. It's not for me, it's for you guys. I'm sharing my interests so that we can build a community where everybody's here for each other, type of things like that. I just want to kind of like build that community. So I guess I just wanted to say a thank you from my whole heart to you guys for being here and supporting me. It's been about like, it's been 6 years now. I think I did start in 2019. It's been 6 years. You guys, that's insane. I never thought I would have had enough determination to last 6 years, but you know, I guess with my college schedules, it just always worked out. So next I'm going to reflect on a couple of my past relationships pretty quickly. In the other video, I went in a bit too much detail. I think I'm just going to reflect here. I've had a lot of relationships. You guys know, if you've been on this channel, relationship videos have gone up, they've gotten taken down, yada, 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 whatever. And I think all of those relationships really helped shape who I am today. I've kind of been reflecting on my past a lot recently because I am in my future. Like, I'm already making future plans. I'm literally like finishing goals that I never thought I'd finish, right? I'm going to graduate this summer. I never thought it would be that quick. My life is going by pretty fast. So sometimes like everybody, we reflect on the past sometimes, right? And I never really got to reflect on how these relationships changed me as a person. And they really did. Like, the beginning few, they taught me kind of like what a relationship was like, but I didn't really start to find out my boundaries and who I was until we got to the last couple relationships. I would say from cars to military, I was figuring out what my boundaries were and I was putting them there. When it got to the gremlin, the last time, there were so many things wrong. And I sacrificed so many of my boundaries because I dated this person once. And I thought they understood me and like what my boundaries were. I didn't realize how much I had changed. And they did not respect my boundaries and who I was. And that was a big issue for me because I felt very, very trapped and like it was just not a good situation. And to know that I put myself in that situation, it just makes me sad that I treated myself that way and I put myself in that situation. So I guess just what I want to say is I have been reflecting on my past relationships. Even though Apricot was someone that I said I never forgave, I have long since forgiven him now. I've also forgiven the gremlin. I'm not trying to hold grudges with anybody. I will say I forgive the gremlin for the things that he called me on the infamous phone call. I forgive him for the things that he may have said to me that he apologized for. But the way I was treated is something that I cannot forgive or forget because nobody should ever be treated the way that I was treated. So there's a drama I want to go into briefly. I told the stories on my other video, but I'm not going to do that because it would create too much. But this is probably old news now, but you can let me know if they figured out what was going on. But there's a drama with a Pikesville high school. I did not go to Pikesville. I am not a parent of a child that goes there. But I did hear that the principal's name is Eiswert. And just the funny, not really funny, but just the thing I wanted to bring up about that is I went to a different high school where Eiswert used to work. And apparently there are a lot of reports coming out from the high school that I went to when he worked there that he did things similar to what this recording is. And, you know, I'm not going to speculate. I don't know. I had very limited interactions with him, but I did have interactions with him. I was in a certain friend group, which we're actually going to talk about next. I was in a certain friend group, and that friend group seemed to be targeted, especially two certain people in that friend group seemed to be targeted by him. So I'm not going to talk anymore on it. It's not my story to tell, but they seem to always be targeted by him. So just wanted to put that out there that I know Eiswert, and yeah, I'm just going to see what the outcome is. I'm not going to speculate. It's not my place. So, breakthrough about Apricot is what I called this. I had to go deliver a letter to someone else's house because it got delivered to ours by accident. That happens with the mail. And I was walking and I was thinking about The Outsiders. The Outsiders is one of my favorite all-time movies. And you know, I was just thinking about that movie, and what made me think about it was I was like, I was reading something about The Outsiders. And what made me think about it was they were talking about, I was reading about the different characters and the characters were having interactions and everything. And like, I was reading about it and I'm like, they all have different personalities. The characters in the story, they all have different personalities, obviously. And it made me think of my friendship with Apricot and the group. If you guys don't know, I was the only girl in a group of about 15 guys that were in that group. And they were like modern day greasers. And if you guys know me being a fan of The Outsiders, you know that I have wanted to be a greaser. Like, if I were in that universe, I would definitely be a greaser girl. So the fact that like I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have been in the Curtis gang so bad. Like, I watched the video and I'm like, I wish I could have been in the Curtis, like, so bad. Well, the thing is, I kind of was in a way, because every guy in that group either was a Soda or a Steve or a Dally or a, like, whatever, like, and it wasn't on the basis of they're adults. We were like teenagers, so it was like teenage version of Dally, teenage version of Steve, teenage version of Soda, like things like that. But there was everybody that was one like person in the group, and I can pick out who was who. And it's just so funny when I think about it, because I'm like, why would I like dream to be a part of this when I technically already was? Again, I'm not trying to ruffle anybody's feathers. I love The Outsiders. I know that we weren't exactly like The Outsiders, okay? They didn't look like the characters, okay? Nobody here is looking like Tom Cruise, or even how people are described in the books. The one that was like Dally for me wasn't blonde, okay? Like, but the whole thing is, they just had personalities like them based on how they were in the book or how they were portrayed in the movie. They were like that character, so yes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I had that breakthrough, and it made me have a lot of clarity about the situation with Apricot. I know you guys saw the toxic friendship video, and you were probably like, oh my God, like it made me have a lot of clarity on the situation to think about it that way. Also, guys, if you see jump cuts in this video, just, it's because I wasn't getting my thoughts together. I may have a script, but that doesn't mean I wrote out what I was gonna say, so. I will be talking about this one, definitely. In the Cars video, and in many videos after. You probably have heard about somebody that I referred to as Mandy. Or maybe I said her actual name, which I'm not gonna say now. We're no longer friends. It upsets me drastically. And I try to tell everybody in my life that it doesn't upset me. But everything ended kind of like we just didn't see eye to eye on a certain situation. And I wanted a certain person in my life, and they did not agree with it. They did not think it was a good idea. It was a good idea, spoiler alert, it's amazing. But they did not agree. They, their own opinion. And just the amount of hurt that it felt like a stab through the heart when I got a text saying they weren't going to be friends with me anymore. And instead of calling me on the phone, they just texted, which honestly, I think you should have some decency to at least call somebody on the phone and tell them you don't want to be friends with them anymore instead of a text. But they did. And it really hurt. It really did. And, you know, I just, you know, I don't know. I just, like, this video is just for you guys to know what I've been thinking about a lot. And some of these things are in the past. The Maya thing, well, actually, I'm just going to cut the Maya thing out because I already made a video about her. But this thing is in the present. This is in the present. And I know there are a lot of jump cuts through this video, which you guys might think makes it less genuine. It does not make it less genuine. This is just what I went through, and I didn't know how to say it, but I think the whole thing is I am so upset, and this friendship ending was like a gut punch. Like, you guys can't even imagine how completely hard it was to see that text pop up. I mean, I was dying from dehydration that day. I was at a concert. Like, it was just not it. And I got that text, and it was like, it felt like a gut punch. Because this person was friends with me when I literally basically had nobody. I felt it like a gut punch, and I got really sad upset. And then I got really mad upset. And, you know, it's going through the motions of a friend breakup, and it's like, this person was going to be my bridesmaid. This person was like, there's a lot, but there's one thing that I didn't realize in the past that I should have realized now. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to be friends, like that close friends with somebody that was friends with my bully. I don't know. But yeah, so back to the things that we talked about. I gave you guys a thank you that you deserved. We reflected on my past relationships. We talked about Eiswort a little bit. We talked about my breakthrough, about my friendship with Apricot. And we talked about the unnamed female friend that I am not friends with anymore. I cut out the Media Maya segment, and the only reason I cut that out is because there is a video about Maya, and I realized everything I said in this video, I said in that video. So just go watch that video. And this new person causing me stress. Also, there's a little bit of a situation that I'm gonna briefly mention. Apparently, to all of you watching this, and I'm touching my hand, and I feel a heartbeat. Apparently, to certain people on the internet, I'm dead. That's all I'm gonna say. It's kind of a weird situation. I printed out the webpage. It's kind of a weird situation, but I'm dead, apparently, to certain people on the internet. So this is also something I've been dealing with behind the scenes, so just to let you know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this isn't usually what I do. I don't usually talk about my thoughts and feelings, but I thought, might as well. Maybe someone's going through the same type of situation. Yeah, so this was just me basically just word vomiting to you guys about a lot of things that have been going on in my life recently. And, you know, just venting to you guys. Because honestly, that's, you know, giving you an insight into my life. So anyway, we will have happier videos. Obviously, the day that this video is going up, the Nancy Drew video will already be up, so you can go and watch that for a happier thing. Watch my reaction last week to Thank You for Being a Dick by Dianardi. He's a dear friend of mine. Literally, watch any of the Degrassi videos, toxic friendships, bullying, relationships, whatever you want on my channel. Or if you want to go watch somebody else, you can. Anyway, thank you guys for just letting me vent. If you made it to the end, thank you. And if you guys want to give me advice for anything down in the comments, you can. Most of these things I've already moved past, but if you want to give me advice for how to get over a friend breakup, because I think I'm just taking this one a little bit harder, leave it down in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, so I'm in my room. This is a continuation of the video I was making at my friend Tori's house. We had already talked about Maya at her house and the unnamed female friend that I am no longer friends with. We did not get to talk about the gremlin, which is what the second obsessive possessive video was supposed to be about. You saw trigger warning at the beginning of this video. I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can without giving all the triggering details. The reason why I didn't put that video up, if you haven't heard, it was very triggering. So I'm just going to basically go through a bullet point rundown of what happened, because this is supposed to be my raw, unfiltered thoughts. Thinking about it that I've done, I realize that I put myself in this ABU-SIVE relationship, and I'm not blaming myself, which people would tell me not to do, but I decided to get back together with this person, and I don't know what had been happening in their life, but they had been going through something unimaginable, horrible, but they weren't taking care of themselves necessarily, and because they weren't taking care of themselves, I don't think they were ready for a relationship. And there were many physical, mental, and emotional ABUSIVE things that happened. There was one instance of grabbing my arm and not letting go. There was one instance of telling me I'm stupid, naive, a little girl that doesn't understand anything. I will read some things that were said, just because it's best to read them. Not all of them, but it's best to read them. Called me a whore, called me a peasant, selfish whore, conceited bitch, narcissistic human being, manipulative, go to hell, Christian woman, your kind burn my kind to the stake, that is how stupid you are, filthy whore, just a little girl who does not know what the fuck she's doing, I hate you now, fuck you, you scarred my soul, you are a coward, you are the definition of a coward, you are a bitch, you ruined my life, master manipulator, goodbye you fucking whore, go die. And so that's all I'm going to tell you about things that person was saying to me at that time, which is awful. So those are my unfiltered thoughts about the gremlin, and I know that was very abusive language, that's why I put the trigger warning. So I put the trigger warning because I needed to let you guys know that it was very hard. It was over an hour-long video, and I talked about a phone call. That phone call will live down in infamy. That 40-some minute phone call, or the 38-minute phone call. Guys, it's just, it's horrible. So I'm not going to spend any more time talking about this person because, you know, I don't think I said any names, but I wasn't going to filter out what he called me. I was just going to read that. So Tori, is not with me right now, but she had a couple of thoughts on people. She didn't know much about Maya except what I've said, but so for the girlfriend that I recently had to cut off, she said, I think ever since she's been dating what's-his-face, she's clearly had her judgment clouded, and the same goes for when she was friends with my bully. I think they both just somehow got to her and changed her to make her want to fit into their image of letting them have control. And I agree. I definitely think that she changed for the worst. And then for the gremlin, I think he's just going through something and he didn't have the support that he should have to learn how to manage it. I think people were in denial about how bad it really was, and now that he's taking care of himself, he's less of a threat, but it can be a scary thing to think about if people aren't on top of him keeping up with himself, like keeping up with his whatever. I had to censor that a little bit because I didn't want you guys to exactly know what he was going through. But yeah, that's what he was going through. And obviously I didn't say his name. I didn't do anything, but I feel like you guys can kind of see what I have been going through. So these are just a couple of the things that I thought of to talk about where I've been. Yeah, I had to end in my room because I just haven't had time to film until now because school started and I was trying to get used to that. So yeah, so if there's a jump cut, it's probably because I took out the name of the school, because I'm still going there. Yeah, so this will be going up, but even so, if you guys want to see lighthearted after this, there's a Nancy Drew video, and there's me reacting to Dianardi's new song, so please go watch those. They're more lighthearted. Yeah, but this is just if you want to know where I've been. This is probably going to name it something like my life update or where I've been for the past few years. Things that have happened. I knew I had to talk about this because I didn't put up the hour-long video and I know I had hyped it up, but I realized not putting that video up was a good idea because I didn't want to trigger people, but I realized not talking about it was a bad idea because, you know, other people could have gone through something like this, and I want to let people know that I do know what it's like to be in an ABUSIVE relationship. And, you know, I want people to know that they're not alone, and I am definitely here for you. And if you have gone through that, you are a survivor. You are a trooper. You are amazing in every single way. You are so strong. You are such a role model. Maybe that's not the right word, but you are amazing, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So yeah, I, so I love you guys, and I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.